Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Hello.
Hello. We just want to make sure we have the right audio.
You can
Okay.
put it here.
All right, guys. And we are live coming to you in our office
In our
here
office.
in Calgary or Airdrie,
Airdrie,
Alberta,
Alberta.
a little north of Calgary. So, for those of you who are just catching us first time, my name is Lee J.
And I'm Melissa.
And yes, we
And
are business partners and
digital business owners.
partners in life, right?
Yes.
And we run this digital business for the last 4 years now. And what do we do?
And we help families get started in the online space
Mm-hmm.
by providing them the tools, the system, the training, the mentorship, pretty much everything that you need to get started. Right?
Awesome, yes. And we just woke up because we had a extremely long nap. We literally just passed out when we ate that ginormous burger. Alvern literally just passed out in the restaurant.
Albert was sleeping
I
just
don't know
before we
where
slept.
he
We
puts
left.
the food.
Yeah, he finished a whole burger.
He
What size
finished.
was it?
It was like the double extra large.
Extra
Yeah,
large
like
king
king, like the
burger?
biggest
Oh
one
my
that they
gosh,
have, right?
that's so big.
It was insane. Like I don't know how he can. I can't even finish that. That's ridiculous. Mel and I shared the burger, which is
Yes.
like one
Yeah.
tier lower than his. Uh, and then
I
we had,
couldn't finish it
no,
because
I
I
can, yeah,
I tried eating it
hmm
and one half I was pretty full.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then,
Albert really.
yeah, Albert just have an
Wow.
extreme appetite. This kid can go a long way with food,
Are
and I
you
think
still hungry, Albert?
still hungry. I will bring him to places when he grows
Yeah,
up a little
he's a
bit more.
foodie. He loves
He
all
loves,
different
and
kinds
we're
of
gonna be
foods.
traveling for food, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, that's our day today. We just rest, right? I guess it's Sunday, and we
Yes,
wanted to
it's
have
rest day.
a rest day.
Yeah. So we
We
went
were.
to church this morning
Mhm.
at 11 o'clock in St. Paul's Church. And
we
that's the church here in Airdrie. And
we were
then,
gonna go to a festival called Lilac Festival in Calgary, but we figured there's gonna be like 500,000 people there. There's so much people in those festivals, and
yeah.
I don't think I have the energy to do it. We've been
To
really
bring the three kids with
bring the
you,
three
right? Like,
kids. Yeah, we've been really busy anyways for the last
a
few
few days,
months,
a
few
few
days, few
months.
weeks, right? It was like yeah, it's getting too much, right? And then
Yeah.
next week is going to be a busy week
Busy.
again, and then the following week is always going to be a busy week. So I guess this is the perfect day,
Time to
perfect time to
rest.
rest, right?
Hmm.
Regain our energy,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And then end of this month we're gonna be super busy because we're having this big trip out in the Pacific, right?
Yes.
Um, so, anyways, we're here. We're having a reflection night or reflection live.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't realize we're in this go live session for 7 weeks now, which is
Yes.
incredible. And and I just need to congratulate like our very own ladies mompreneurs, headed by Sis inspiring positive changes,
Yes.
and Sis Lorlan, which is Neil and
Neil and
Lorlan,
Lorda.
and Mel, right?
Yeah.
From DJ and Melissa. So
Representative of Legion.
representative of DJ and Melissa.
Yes.
And I was listening to their story of their
Yeah.
first podcast
Yes.
slash video mom's conversation,
Yeah.
and it's funny. It's in Taglish, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you Filipinos out there, wants to listen to it, there's a ton of different
Oh, you press
nuggets
it together, the up and down.
that they shared
Hold it
being
for the
a
a long
mompreneur,
time.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
One thing that I realized on that podcast is when they said that they didn't want to go back to work after the maternity leave, it's exactly what happened to Mel, right?
Yes.
She didn't want to go back to corporate jobs, right,
Yeah.
after the maternity.
Yeah. Like, you know, with having three kids, like it's hard. It's gonna be hard to
Mm-hmm.
put them in the daycare, right, or in the day home.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought that it'll be a good idea to have at least one of us to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been meaning to stay at home ever since I became a mom. So yeah, it's a dream come true for me.
Yeah. uh,
And the online business gave that supplemental income, right, that we've been looking for ever since
right.
then.
Hence, the other part of this title, right? The other part of
Yes,
this title is that we have
we
been
have
looking
been
for the perfect side hustle,
side hustle.
right?
And you know, the thing with side hustle, it feels like it was just a side thing, you know, that you're doing,
I
but
know.
it's not, it's never going to be a main thing. But
Yeah.
you know, but this side hustle that we're doing, it has the potential to be the main source of income,
And that's
right?
what happened to a ton of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not us particularly, but our friends,
Maybe not yet.
our you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
our people that we know of,
Yes.
right? Um, they made that as their main.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know for us though, like because Mel for sure she wanted it to be the main
The
income,
main.
right?
Yes.
But for me, because of the potential of the projects that I'm working with, right?
It
That
could be the
it
main as well.
could also be the main, right? But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that because of the things that I'm working in right now, which are extremely high potential projects, right? With other businesses that I deal with, I guess, it's never going to be for me. It's never going to be this
Just that one
the one
thing.
thing, right? I always
Yes.
have this backup thing
Yes. Yeah.
that I do, or or an investment that
Yes. Yeah.
that I work with, right?
Yeah, and
And
that's the thing too with the online business. Like I've seen other members of the community who are really successful in the
mhm,
business. They don't just do the online business. They have other side thing that they're doing. They're
mhm,
doing real estate. They buy properties,
mhm.
right?
They
As a
rent them
second,
out,
they
right?
rent them out. They do Airbnbs, right? Because they can do that through the business that
Mm,
the online business, right?
absolutely.
That provided for them.
You know, we also had our monthly um, meetings, right, with our team,
Yes, yeah. Last
Unstoppable Champions.
Saturday,
Yeah, just
yeah.
yesterday.
Yes,
um,
yesterday.
and Max and Paul, right, are partners from
UK.
UK,
Mhm.
mentioned that they're actually live this morning. So catch them if you can as well, if you want to learn from them,
Yes.
right? Awesome couple,
Yes.
right? They
You're gonna
are.
love their accent.
It reminds me of
Bridgerton.
watching no, Bridgerton,
What is that,
Bridgerton,
Bridgerton?
Top Gear.
Top Gear.
Top Gear when I'm watching James May and Jeremy
Yes.
Clarkson,
Yes.
and you know, it just reminds me of that, and I
Yes.
feel like I'm in England as well, right? It's
Yes. And
you know,
and when you talk to while you're watching the video, it feels like you kind of get the accent too. Like you're
yeah,
how are you today?
I know. It was, and he that and Max mentioned something like, imagine those people who actually are successful in the business, and they have a ton of cash, and you can really see how they use the resources, the cash, right? Meaning they buy
Mm-hmm.
real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they actually in the real estate game, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when people ask, I'm in real estate, right? Sometimes, you know, you have to elaborate. What do you mean, right? Like, are you a real
A
estate agent?
realtor.
Are you a realtor? Or are you like purchasing and actually developing real estate,
Yeah.
properties, right?
Yeah.
In this case, they are actually real estate investors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they use the money that they've generated from the online business to actually buy real
Buy.
properties, right?
Yeah. In
And
cash.
in cash,
Yeah.
right? And from this, they they put it out on Airbnb or they rent it out,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
many things that can result to that, and
Yes. Yeah.
that could be a main income, right, for some
Yeah.
people, right? So
Right. So it will never be just that one
yeah,
thing.
it will never be just.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with the business too is that you are involved, or you are in a community of business people, right?
Yes.
And they have ideas, right,
Mm-hmm.
to invest, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the greatest gift within the community, right? Because
Yes.
they share it. Not only they share it, they don't just keep it to themselves, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
they too are in the position where that they struggled, right? They're looking for
Yeah.
an extra side hustle, extra income for their family, and now that they have it, they're able to reinvest it and grow it, right?
Mm-hmm.
um, one of the reflections that I have to this week is, you know uh, especially yesterday when we were talking about this, it is really a privilege to work with other people, um,
Yes.
because they trust you. They trust you with the system. They trust you that that you can be with them in their journey.
Mm-hmm.
And and I was just telling the team yesterday that it's not because we wanted the next thing, right? But we are here because of them. We are here because the people that are joining our team, right,
Yes.
are really engaged, and they are
Mm-hmm.
inspired and motivated, to do this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's one of the greatest inspiration that we have. Mel and I are really inspired of all of them, right? Not
Yes.
only with our team, but other people as well, right? That are in the business, and the people that are reaching out to us, right? We still have inquiries coming in asking, how, right? How to do this, how to do that, right? And and I think I'd love to show it to you, right? As long as you are really serious about changing, right? Serious about uh, taking that action, right? um, we never said it's easy, right? uh, it's never easy, because if it is, then everybody's
Doing
can,
the
yes,
same.
keep doing the same thing, right? The market um, saturation of this is extremely low, right? So even though
It
you
still
see,
has that potential
yeah,
to
even
really grow.
exactly, right? Even though you see a ton of ads, probably, right, about the online business,
Yeah.
or thinking, oh my gosh, another online business, right? It could be about trading or forex or reselling or any of this stuff, right? um, it's still a business, right? And when it comes to business, you still need to invest. There's a capital investment. So people ask me, like, do I spend money on this? Like, what is it? I mean, like
Yes.
you
You spend some, you earn some.
right?
No,
Like
but you
it's
earn
always
big.
going to be there's always going to be capital expenditure. There's always going to be marketing budgets. There's always going to be this expenses, right?
Yeah.
Involving
Yes.
around the business. And I think that's one of the key things here is that expenses, right? Mel's an accountant. She knows more about expenses that I do, and how
Yeah.
you can use it in your advantage for your taxes,
Yeah,
right?
and the thing with expenses compared to brick and mortar,
Mm-hmm.
companies or restaurants, those kind
Right.
of things, the expenses in here are much less, right? And the potential for income is much bigger, and it has no cap at all
Mm-hmm.
with the potential here.
Right.
And that's what we love about it, because it has that big potential with very little investment compared. Are you okay? Sorry.
Oh, she hurt herself. Yeah, Mal is talking about low overheads, right,
Yes.
and
I'm
high
sorry.
yield, high potential, high income, and I think that's one of
Yes.
the key things too. Is that you know if you only if if you found a business out there that when you put in money, it can double it or triple it, right? Why would you cap your marketing budget? Why would you cap, putting money in it? Of course you won't, right? Um, you would put everything you possibly can into that and have it multiplied. Only if you know for sure that it's going to happen, right? Because if you don't, then it's gambling, right? Um,
Yeah.
and it's very similar to just going on a casino and just putting your bet into one of those games, and then that's it, right? But when you run a business, it's more of a management of risk,
Yeah.
intelligent investing or intelligent decisions, right, based on the factors around it.
Yeah.
So
You follow the training, right? There's
mhm,
the training, the system, right? And the community as well. Like you can learn from other people. What are they doing that's working really well for them? And you can do the same,
mhm,
right? And that's the power of having a community around this, right? You you are not doing it alone. Even though it's online, you're doing it in your own house or room and you feel alone, but not really,
yeah,
because this is a global business,
community,
right?
yeah,
Like
global business,
you can have different denominations in here, denomination
demographics.
demographics. You
It's
can,
talking about money, guys, denominations.
denom-
uh, you know, um, the the key here is automation and global reach, right?
yeah,
And and low what you call this? What did I say earlier?
low
Low
overhead,
overhead.
overhead.
And I think those are the key things that to remember, right, when you get
Yes.
into an online business.
Yes, and the potential to meet more people because you're reaching the world here. You're connecting with the world, and you have the potential to reach more people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. There was one question that we got from our when we were advertising.
Mm-hmm.
The only concern was we do advertising, like the advertising part.
That's the best part.
It's
Because
it's
if you ask me to reach friends and family,
no,
no
no
way,
way, no
dude.
way.
I wouldn't do that. Like,
I
no
wouldn't,
way.
like,
No.
and that's how companies do it. The proper way of doing business is through advertising,
Hmm.
right? Like you it's very hard to go on word of mouth, right? It's very hard. I don't
That's probably the biggest reason why we still have so many friends, is that we don't ask friends and family to invest or put their money in a business, or
Mhm.
like any of these
Yes.
things. No way,
Yeah.
right? Especially if it's like forex or any of these
Mhm.
financial investments, right? They
Yeah.
could be very
It
risky,
could be very
and we
risky.
don't
And
understand it, right?
yeah.
So that's the thing. Other
Yeah.
people would, for
Yeah,
sure,
maybe
right?
they understand it.
They understand it, right?
Mhm.
But not for us, because we don't. For me, I understand traditional business, right?
Yeah.
I'm still learning digital business and online business. Um,
Mhm.
f-
But
just telling you the truth,
yeah,
just
but the
being
way the
transparent.
system works and the
Hmm.
compensation of the system,
Hmm.
it's just it we understand it. And that's why we were in it 100% because we know the potential of the business, right? And we know that it can really help people out there. Yeah.
I think one of the things too that I realized during this week sessions is that we talk about being parent parentpreneurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And parents in business. And I think what happens is that when you have kids involved, right? And it could be physical kids, or if you treat something else like your kid. Sorry, not kid, like
Somebody
fur
else.
parents. They call it
Prepare.
fur parents, right? When you
Yeah.
have dogs, right? For example, or pets as your kids, right? And it can be very tricky, right? To spend time with them, scheduling, right? And being around them, right? While you're running your business. I think for us, it's more
For
of
us, it's
a
just
empowering us as a family. That's why, one of our ads says family friendly business. And,
mm,
if you're if we are neglecting our kids, right? Like just focusing on the business that we have and not having time with
yeah.
them,
What are
that
we doing it
what are
for?
we doing this for, right?
Yeah.
Or what are we doing business for if you don't
Yeah.
have time for them, if you don't spend money on them,
Yeah.
right? um I would for sure, hands down, spend money on my kids, right? Better than anything
Any
in the
other.
world, right? And I'm the only child. I am used to just having my own money, and uh, and and that's it, right? And just to spend it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I had my kids, I never really thought of that anymore, because everything just goes back to them,
To
right? Like
them. Yeah.
if I'm thinking of buying a computer, for example, right, I'll give it to Albert, right?
Yeah.
Or if I'm thinking of buying new shoes, I'd rather buy new shoes for Alice, right?
Or Albert.
Or Albert,
Albert's
right?
here, so
Oh, Alice is over there too.
they're
And
here listening. So.
yeah, um, and um, and a lot of
Mhm.
these things are because our priorities shift. And I
Yes.
think when you
Yeah,
Mhm,
and that's why we do the online business as well, because it
mhm,
just really works with our lifestyle,
mhm,
right? Our family. It really works with having little kids, right? Because our kids are little and they
mhm,
need attention from us. And with the online business, everything is done online, right? We don't
mhm,
have to physically be somewhere in order to do business or
right.
to earn a profit. We could just put our laptop on or our phone on.
Mhm.
We get some messages, we get questions, we got customers, right? Leads, and they go and buy in. So yeah.
Yeah. And and the key thing here too is that to support our kids, right, for their college funds, for their extracurricular activities, right? If
Yeah.
they are interested in learning music, if they are
Yeah.
interested on
On
martial arts, right,
sports,
sports,
right? Basketball.
we do this business because of those reasons,
Yeah.
right? To pay for those extra
Extra.
things, right?
Yeah.
If you live in Canada, you know
It could
how
get
it can
expensive.
get very, very expensive,
Yeah.
especially here,
Yeah.
um,
Like.
especially in our region, right? In
Mm-hmm.
Calgary, area region, everything is imported here, right? Like food,
Yeah.
fish,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever,
Yeah, it
right?
could
Like
get
it's
expensive with just having one income, right? With DJ having the his.
apparently the average rent right now for a single
Mm-hmm.
family home is about 3,500 Canadian dollars, right?
Month.
And a month.
Mm.
And then you have your, like one bedroom apartments at like $2,000, right?
Yeah.
Um, it can go up
Yeah,
to
it
like
could.
$5,000
Yeah.
with like the whole house with a basement
Yeah.
and
So as a family, you really need that side
hmm
hustle, right?
hmm
And 15 years ago, ever since we've started our family,
hmm
we we were always looking out for side hustles,
right.
and we've done quite a few side hustles
We
ourselves,
did
right? Like,
actually. We did.
yeah,
hmm
and that's 10 years ago. Why do we say 15 years ago?
10 years ago.
10 years.
Well, yeah, that's right. 10
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah,
10 years
10
ago.
years ago. And 4 years ago when we started the online business, we have found it. We have found that this business is the one that works for us and our
hmm
family, and the potential of income here is so much more than.
What and one of the things, probably one of the
And
biggest
how you earn the income too, right?
that's right, how you
Yeah,
earn the income, right?
it's just
Ethical.
ethical.
um,
um
I feel good about it, right?
yeah.
Like I feel good presenting our faces in on the internet,
Yeah.
because we believe that the business is ethical. We have T4 slips, right, from the government. The government
Yeah.
actually tracks this particular income, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest mistakes that I had in the past was not giving
Mm-hmm.
this business the time it needs to grow,
Yeah.
right? I've always have this problem of impatience. I'm
It's okay.
I don't know, like I just want to move fast, right? If I don't see things in like 6 months or 7 months, 8 months, even a year, right, I tend to like jump on the next thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, But
that's why you have me. So
that's why I have Mel,
that's
right?
probably
Exactly.
why things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
God gave you me. I'm more patient.
Right. More patient, right?
But
She's
for
more
me, I'm
relaxed.
with the only problem with having too much patience is you are more prone to procrastination, right?
Mhm.
Like not taking
Delaying
risks,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
delaying things, not taking risks too
Mhm.
much, right? That's one of my problem concerns.
Mhm.
But good thing that Lee J is here because he's the risk taker.
I am a risk taker,
He's the
yeah.
one who would say yes right away and
Yeah.
do things right away, and so we really
Yeah.
complement each other, right,
I'll
in that
tell you to
way.
jump, right?
Yeah.
Jump on the plane, right? Um,
Yeah.
I was listening, or no, I actually read this book called Jump by Steve
Oh
Harvey,
yeah.
and it talks about, jumping on the plane, because if you know that you have a parachute and you trust your parachute that's gonna open, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna open, right? And it's the same thing with with businesses, with actions, or with decisions that we need to take, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, if there's
There
this
are
little
times when we do jump.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
if there's this little voice that's implanted in you, right, that's saying that, oh, maybe you should take a
Maybe I
look at
should
this
try it and try
opportunity,
to
maybe,
see.
you know that's your parachute, you guys, right? That's God implanting you that idea, right? Because God believes in you, that you can do it, right? um and that's how I look at things, right? That
Mm-hmm.
if this problem, I mean, this is a good problem, right, that's presented to you, right? That means God is there to support you, right? um and and that goes the same way with any other business that I built in the past, right? There's this little voice telling, oh, what
What
if,
if?
right?
What if?
And
Right?
so I have this, I amplify that voice saying that, you know what, yes, let's do it, right?
What if it works?
Yeah.
Right? What if it's the one that you've been looking for? What if it's the one that you've been waiting for, and you've actually been praying for this opportunity, and it's here now, right?
we
Like,
we have a nephew, um Enzo, and
yeah.
he's
Yesterday
an
we were just
incredible young
amazing, like
child, right? Like he's a
genius.
genius.
Yeah.
Uh and my brother-in-law was just talking about how he contests your ideas, and
Yeah.
how he, goes the opposite way, or your reasoning, right? He contests
Mm-hmm.
your reasoning, and then
Yeah.
he goes something like, oh, Enzo, don't go there, right? It's going to
Yeah.
be dangerous. And then he will tell you something like,
What if
what if
it's
it's
not
not dangerous,
dangerous?
right? Or something like, Enzo, don't
Yeah.
touch that.
It's
It's dangerous. What if, or
what if I
don't,
touch it and
what if
nothing happens?
nothing happens, right? What if I touch it or nobody's looking, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, who
yesterday
would,
we were he's playing with all the other kids and the older kids. I was telling the older kids that, watch Enso, make sure that he doesn't touch anything
anything,
because
yeah.
he's very curious. He would touch pretty much anything, bees,
Insects,
bugs,
bugs, yeah,
like all, you name it.
yeah.
And then the older kids were saying, yeah, we'll watch Enso. And then Enso came to me, and Enso was like, oh, what if they're not looking? And what if they're not looking when I touch something? Then I could
Then,
still touch
yeah,
things,
you can
right?
still touch things, right? I mean, that's an incredible mind right
Yeah,
there.
like it really made me think, and I'm like, oh yeah, what if they are not looking?
Yeah,
I
what
was
if
like,
nobody's
it
looking, right?
makes it makes you
Yeah,
question the things that the rules, the things that you
yeah.
ask,
He's
right?
our little genius
Yeah, he's
in the
amazing. I
family,
love him.
and let's all learn from Enzo's genius, right? When it comes to this kind of decision, right? What if? What's the
Yeah.
possibility? What if?
Mm-hmm.
When you pay that 149,
Yeah.
or that entrance, or that initiation
And
fee, right?
and it's a
It's a coaching.
one-time
It's a
fee. It's
one-time
not a
fee.
recurring fee or anything like that. Like other businesses out
Hmm.
there that we've been, like there are so many recurring
Hmm.
fees, and this 149 is that's it.
Yeah.
You have access to the
Or
system.
not
You have
even the
access.
149. What if you just watch the webinar, you guys, right? And that's probably the
Yeah.
perfect segue for us. By the
Yeah.
way, we haven't even introduced our
Yeah. It's our day
our day
49
49. Oh,
of
yeah.
our 90-day challenge.
Right. And if you are considering this, right, and if you're also having that,
Gonna say I love you to Zach and Messenger.
Okay.
okay,
I
don't
know
do
he won't.
that.
He won't do that.
He won't do
He won't
that.
do it
He
because
won't
if
do
he
it.
did, if he
He'll
did it,
be
he's
he'll
gonna
be
be
in
in big
trouble.
trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 He's just
Okay.
teasing you.
He's just teasing
Okay.
you.
Yeah, guys, if you are thinking about this, if you're having that what if
Moment.
questions, moments, right, feel free to visit us at leejaeandmelissa.com or reach out to us on Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram.
Or if you are you already have mentors working with, you are already asking those mentors, reach out to them, ask them questions.
Mhm.
um I'm sure they'll be happy to help you in
Mhm.
any way they could.
They will. And
Yes.
I think that is probably one of the, proudest moment that we have is that we have awesome mentors. We have awesome
Yes.
people in the community.
Mhm.
And, and I think when you join us, right, we will, not I think, but I know that when you join us, we will open our arms. We will welcome you with open arms.
Yes,
And
and
we will
hold your hand.
hold your hand step by step. We'll treat you like
Mhm.
family, right?
Mhm.
Because we are, we are close that way.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, if you are looking for that perfect side hustle, this is it, guys. Right?
Yes.
We've looked all over. We've tried them. We failed on them. And so
Yes, we made some mistakes.
yeah, we made some mistakes. So
Yeah.
I think this is,
But
this
we
is
are
perfect.
here. We're looking to do much more.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, guys. I think that is our time. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless everybody. And we'll
Yeah.
see you again when we see you, possibly
Take
tomorrow.
care, everyone.
Right. Oh, tomorrow is Monday, so it's perfectly
Yes,
it's
we will
perfect
for
for a
sure.
brand new week to do the live sessions. And
Yeah.
we'll see you again, okay?
Yeah.